the Deccan, if we go, then we find that the Vakatakas gave way to the Chalukyas with a base in Badami. And for 300 years, we find that Deccanese politics was dominated by the Chalukyas, the Pallavas, and to some extent the Pandyas. And the whole pattern of struggle, there was a conflict between powers in the Trans-Vindhyan region, or further south, it was a conflict between the powers who ruled in the north of the Tungabhadra or the south of the Tungabhadra. And another very important area of contention was Malwa. Each power wanted to have some kind of stake in Malwa. This was because Malwa was a corridor from where one could come down southwards and also could go northwards. And Malwa was very rich minerally also. It had a very strong economic resource base. And here I would like to mention that whenever we are studying political history, it is very important that sometimes we find that political history is very much related with the economic history, and the economic importance of a region actually leads the rulers to go and grab a particular region. During this period, the focus in the Ganga plains shifted from Pataliputra to Kannauj.
So ma'am, why did Kannauj become so important?
Yeah, that's a very pertinent question. Kannauj became very important because of the location. It was located in the Ganga Yamuna Doab region, and it was well connected with northwest, with south, and with eastern India. So the connectivity of the region and the rich agrarian resource base, these two things helped in the rise of Kannauj. And when Harsha became the ruler of Kannauj in the earlier part, we find that he already made Kannauj a symbol of royal power. So therefore there was this contestation for Kannauj as an important power base for all the powers. What happened is that around during the period around the 8th century till 1200, we find that there was contestation, as I mentioned, contestation for Kannauj. And interestingly, we find that a power from the Deccan is also playing an important role in this contestation. So the three powers that were important were the Palas of Bengal, the Gurjara Pratiharas of North India, and the Rashtrakutas of the Deccan, who actually made their foray into the politics of North India to have Kannauj within their purview. And this struggle between these three powers has been designated in Indian history as the tripartite struggle.
So ma'am, what happened to the other regions of North India?
If we go upwards, we find that Kashmir was also emerging as an important regional power during this period. Around 8th century, it was the Karkota dynasty under the leadership of Lalitaditya who became very important. So they were controlling the Kashmir valley, they were trying to control the Ganga Yamuna Doab, and then they moved forwards towards the Punjab plains. Now from Kashmir, if we just think of the map of the subcontinent, if we moved further west, we find that this period is marked by the Arab conquest of Sindh, and the Arabs actually controlled the Sindh area, and this is described in a text known as Chachnama. There was the Kabul Valley and the Gandhara, which was ruled by a Turkish family known as the Shahiyas in the early 9th century. Then this state became a buffer between North India and Afghanistan, and later on we find a Hindu Shahi ruler, his name is Jayapala. He consolidated the kingdom and made himself the master of the Punjab plains. Further east we come to Kamrupa, where we find that the Varman dynasty became very famous. And in the Varman dynasty, we have a ruler, particularly Bhaskar Varman, who made a niche for himself in the political alliances of this period, and he formed an alliance with Harshavardhan of Kannauj.